Oh, okay. Now now the stream is stable and working. Okay, that was weird. So I tried to stream a little bit earlier today, and then like a few hours ago, and then it was just dropping frames. It just was not working, and so I said, I don't know. I actually no. Actually, what happened is I recorded it for a few more minutes, basically until it got to the end of the chapter, inverted commas, which was like literally only like 5 minutes or so. So I'm I'm just bored, so I want to keep playing and reading. And it looks like we're kind of getting into some downtime stuff now anyway. So yeah, basically, so it seems like in this timeline, Kinzo died, and then they revived him with magic. It's basically Natsuhi hallucinated seeing Kinzo and Beatrice basically just being like, "You've got to do whatever it takes." And then she says, "Okay, whatever it takes is we'll just pretend that he never died, so that way we don't have to deal with the funeral or people trying to get the money and realizing that we took all of the money and used it for debt and we're like in debt and all that." And through the power of everybody just believing that fine, he didn't die, Kinzo is now alive. I don't know if that applies to everything in every timeline, but I guess that's what's happening now. And it goes to a year before that. So welcome back. Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I was saying before the stream wasn't working before, but now it is. I mean, it kept dropping frames for some reason, but it looks like everything's stable now. Once again, the flowers have grown wonderfully this year. See the result of your care. Thank you very much. Are you sure you're okay, Kinzo? Casually walking around in a place like that? Oh, hi, Beatrice. Okay, wait. I thought this was before. Whatever. I guess. I guess this is a different timeline, and this is also a different Beatrice. This isn't even the real one. This is like the version that Lambda Delta created. So, sure, she's around now all the time. Oh, I don't know. Oh no, so okay, no, maybe this is happening afterwards. I am already dead. We can't have that happen. Nazi, seems the boat carrying their relatives has left the harbor. Perhaps it's found time to bring an end to this walk of yours. Natsuhi, you must conduct the family conference splendidly in my absence. Of course, Father. Hopefully this route doesn't go as badly as the last. Yeah, I mean, who even fucking knows? Like, I guess that's the thing. Like, we've seen almost like the best of what could happen. We've seen the worst of what could happen. Like, really, there's any and all things can happen, and it almost kind of doesn't matter, and that's kind of the point. the options. You may have talent as a witch. My son is quite hopeless. Love you too. Oh yeah, no, Kinzo. In fact, there's been points where Kinzo is like regularly abused his children. Also, in the wait, was it the last? I think in the last timeline, Kinzo just decides screw it and murders everybody with demons. So yeah, he's not a good dad. The magic-resistant toxin has been building up in your system over the years, and yet you are still able to understand magic. If you and I had met during your youth, you might have become a powerful witch by now. I'm the wife of Ushiromia Kraus, family head. I would become even a witch or a demon to protect his honor. I am deeply grateful for the power of your magic. I wouldn't have been able to protect the honor of the Ushiromia family without you. Okay then. It's break time. Okay, I assume she's saying that in English again. Got any complaints so far? None at all. If you have to pee, why not just go and do it? What a rude thing to say. Kinzo is already dead, right? But he's walking around and talking, isn't he? Doesn't that mean this is magic? Of course, I doubt this move would work on you after all this time, Burn. But what about you, Butler? Isn't this weird? Don't you have to accept the existence of the magic that revived Kinzo? If you're trying to imitate Beto, it's pissing me off, so stop it right now. Figured it out? Then come on, how are you gonna answer, Butler? Kinzo was just out for a stroll. Why not act like you always do and start holding your head, crying, "This makes no sense!" Come on, he said, "Oh, it's all useless," catchphrase, and then give me one of your classical nonsensical counter-arguments. The fourth wall is dead. There's no way a human who's supposed to be dead could be walking around, right? Is this all because of some unknown virus called the Rokenjima syndrome that causes mass delusion? Is that a fucking... Is that a fucking Higurashi reference? But the scales of a mysterious form of butterfly that only lives on Rokenjima happen to be hallucinogenic. Or is it all because a mysterious secret organization called the Mountain Dogs made an as-of and yet discovered drug called Pico Puyo, which causes mass delusions? Let me hear tons of this wonderful crap. Just shut up. This isn't even a problem. Grandfather is dead at this point in time. There's no way he exists. The only reason he's able to act like he's alive like this is because of Aunt Natsuhi's lie, her attempt to make it through the family conference while hiding grandfather's death. Oh? It's Natsuhi's lie? You can revive the dead by lying? This world is like a brawn chew before you've looked in it. It's the world of the cat box before you open it. As long as Aunt Natsuhi says that she took a walk with grandfather, as long as no one can confirm that it's a lie, it's possible to display Aunt Natsuhi taking a walk in the rose garden with grandfather as Natsuhi's reality. That means it's possible for grandfather to appear. Bravo. You're much calmer without Beto around. Quiet. You shut up too. Wait a second, Butler. According to your theory, sure, it might really be possible for Kinzo to appear if Natsuhi's the only person there. Yeah. But Canon was there, yes. But Canon was also there when she was... I know this. That's no... Yeah. Canon is a servant who works for the Ushiromia family. Aunt Natsuhi ordered him to keep his story so she could hide grandfather's death, yep. Because of that, Canon can see grandfather even though he shouldn't exist, just like Aunt Natsuhi can't. Mass delusion. Too bad, Lambda. Butler isn't going to fall for that kind of child's play anymore. Seems so. Well, there's nothing more than an opening before the game's really started. Like an aperitif before a meal. An appetizer at a bar. Green tea at a sushi restaurant. Shut up. So we aren't gonna get anywhere unless I say it again in blue text, huh? Looks like it. Would you mind? The reason grandfather's strolling around like nothing happened, even though he's already dead, The people who want to make it seem as though he's alive created an illusion of him. People who think the same way can share in that illusion. Then they'll talk as though grandfather actually exists and was with them until a second ago. That's why he's strolling around like it's perfectly natural. Because of this, the illusion of grandfather is unable to appear in front of people who aren't in on this without Natsuhi. That's why they made up the story of him shutting himself up in his study and refusing to come out. Welcome back, thank you. That's why it's possible for, yes, illusion of grandfather to exist in the study, because everyone was just saying, oh yes, we spoke to him. It's true. In the games before now, the only people who met grandfather were Uncle Kraus, Aunt Natsuhi, and the servants. Because they all stuck to the same story, an illusion of grandfather was able to exist on this island, making it seem like he was alive. He even showed us a scene at the beginning of this game, where Aunt Natsuhi convinced Dr. Najo and the rest to cover up grandfather's death. I'm not gonna fall for a cheap trick like that after all this time. Well, not bad. I was hoping for the unknown drug Puru Puru Pico Puyo. There's no way you'd say something so ridiculous, right? After all, supposing that such a thing exists would be as bad as surrendering to the fantasy genre. Whether it's a virus or a drug or an illness, anything doesn't mean discovering that it is in violation of Nox's fourth commandment. It's true. It is very funny knowing that this guy ended up working on Silent Hill. I haven't even played the other Silent Hill games or know what they're about, other than the fact that one of them is about a guy who kills his wife, and there's fog. What do you mean fourth commandment? But I do know about Nox's 10 laws. I think it was Zero Escape? I don't know. Nox's fourth. It was unknown for unknown drugs and difficult to understand scientific devices to be used. Pretty sure Higurashi breaks that as well. Hey, what are you talking about? You'd think you've been fighting in direct opposition to Beto. That's not actually true. You haven't been in direct opposition. You've been fighting along with her from a slightly different angle. All this playing detective you've done hasn't been fantasy versus mystery. It's only been fantasy versus anti-fantasy. I have no clue what you're talking about. There's one thing I do get. Sounds like you're saying there's something wrong with my fighting style. We're fighting to kill the fantasy known as the illusion of the witch. That means interpreting this tale as a proper mystery. In other words, from the very start, we have to ignore any and all elements that violate the taboo of the mystery genre. What? Oh god, my head. Was it you, Ali Cat, who was saying, where's this is 50% of Gabby's brain? Because, yeah, oh god, my head. Oh god, my head is gone. Okay. As in, saying the only way to win this is to solve this as a mystery story, which means everything has to be within the frame, the lens of a mystery genre, which means if it doesn't fit the genre, then it doesn't, you just have to ignore it. But well, okay, I'll keep going, but my head. For example, several closed room murders have occurred in the games before now, right? Is Battler delusion that he believes his own delusion? Well, see, Battler's whole thing is he is anti-delusion. He is anti-magic. He is, fuck you. Just because everybody says that doesn't mean I have to believe it unless I see it with my own eyes. And even if I see it with my own eyes, I'm still going to deny it out of pure stubbornness. So that's Battler's whole thing. Yeah. At every single crime scene, yeah. People like this guy. Why? What do you mean? Because he's just trying to. Let's put it this way. He's just trying to save his family. Okay? If he gives up, his entire family gets murdered. So I call that a waste of time. After all, it's clearly specified in Nox's third. It is forbidden for hidden passages to exist. In the mystery genre, hidden passages mustn't exist. So if you want to interpret everything as a proper mystery, entertaining this whole debate about whether or not there are hidden doors or not means you've lost from the beginning, see? After all, there aren't any. As soon as you suspect they might exist, it's already game over for you. In other words, you assume you can't start theory building just because no one. Yes. You assume. God, this must have been such a pain in the ass to translate. You assume that you can't start theory building because no one's yet proven that hidden doors don't exist. That's why I call you naive and a failure at the mystery genre. Me personally, I would have tapped out 3 loops ago. You're very lost when you start thinking that. You thought you were waging a fight to interpret everything like a mystery novel, and you've got to follow the conventions of the mystery genre. Yeah. Okay, yeah, like this is definitely my shit, but you really have to process this. Well, that's it in a nutshell. Hidden doors must not exist at any of the crime scenes. That means any time asking whether they exist or not is wasted. I think I know what you're talking about. I've heard about it somewhere. Is this like the 10 basic rules for mystery novels or something? After playing so many Japanese mystery novels that always just seem to mention these things, yep. 10 wedges for drilling witches brandished by Nox, the peerless archbishop of witch hunting. Those are the true weapons with to fight and defeat the fantasy known as the illusion of the witch head on. It's just like you, Bern, to bring in such a troublesome weapon. Danganronpa flashbacks, well, that's true, that as well, definitely. It's always these Japanese murder mystery games that love playing with the idea of a mystery. What's a murder? What's a mystery? So deny the existence of hidden doors right from the start without even investigating the crime scene. That sounds more like fantasy to me. Lambda, who's in charge of the witch's side, is fantasy. I'm the one who's fighting her, mystery. What are you? You're just barely anti-fantasy, doing nothing but dodging over and over and denying fantasy. You're opposed to absolutely everything, but you can't make any counter-proposals. You're like a politician from some country. Hee giggle wiggle. Shut up. I didn't come here to speak gibberish with you two. Continue the story right now. Be quiet. That sleeping princess behind you looks like she's in pain, doesn't she? Vito, what's wrong? Are you okay? What do you mean, is she okay? You sure do say such weird things. Aren't you fighting to kill this girl? We've rewound this fifth game for your benefit. But right now, Bern has done a good job cornering her opponent, and is about to break through the illusion of the witch. Her existence has been almost completely denied. It's only natural she's suffering. Just now, even you smashed the illusion of the witch by saying there's no way Kinzo exists. Here's the proof that your attack reached Vito. This agony of hers. Meanwhile, back in the real, fake world, I only overheard because you kept yelling about the inheritance, right, Anarchy? It isn't my fault, it was just an unlucky coincidence, okay? You just happened to be in the corridor and heard. It was an accident, I tell you, an accident. Would you two give it a rest? Just call it off, bag-lock them time and it's time to give up. If you leave a man alone, his mood will pop right back to normal. Hopefully his father's feelings won't hurt so much that he writes up some strange will. Hey, you can't jump around either, Maria. What will you do if Anji-chan falls? Wait, what? Oh, this is right. This is last year, right? Conveniently, they don't. Oh no, I was gonna say no. It's only last year, so. Oh, okay. So they're saying that this was that Kinzo has in fact been no. Now, oh god, now I'm confused because they were saying that Kinzo was dead at this whole point, and he can't be seen by anybody. but now they're just saying that they saw him, or did not he, or Kraus tell them that he heard them? I don't know. I'm confused. Did the boat leave? Kumasawa, you really are quite an actress. The way you acted all panicked in the corridor made it seem like father really wasn't there. Kumasawa-san is quite talented at that sort of thing. Oh, come now, I don't deserve such praise. Oh. Okay, so they were just pretending that he was there, so, okay. Gordon. Aurica nut. Interesting. This is cool because I guess these guys we haven't really had that much of Krause and Nazi stuff now, so I guess it's fair enough we get to explore them in more detail. Aww, cute. So you then lean on your husband and held his hand, did you? What the heck? You and your husband share a pretty pure love, don't you? Get all fired up. You know, like that night. Don't be friendly as fellow birds in this cage. I've taken a liking to you. Really? Thank you. Instructions and orders you gave the servant, yes, anyway. Yeah, no, the volume's fine. It's probably your end. Interesting. This is very delusion. Your willpower and attention to detail summon success with certainty. As a witch, it seems that you're in Lady Lambda Delta's camp. At your current level, as soon as you become self-aware of that magic, you'll be worthy of calling yourself a witch apprentice. They call something like that magic, and with that make Kumasawa the witch of feigned illnesses. It's only on busy days she calls us to say she's taking the day off. Oh no, you've got Kumasawa completely wrong there. She's a witch of a much higher level. If you knew what she really was, it'd shock you. Renova's kind enough to make some of that ability too. How is it? That rose aroma makes for a great black tea. Do you like it? What happened to you? Is this another strategy? Are you pretending to be in a slum so you can shock me later? If that's what you're after, the same trick won't work again, so give it a rest. I can't get fired up with you like this. Hey, isn't it about time for you to start laughing loudly, saying, "Got you, dumbass," or something? Any kind of joke stops being funny if you drag it out too much, especially if it's a rehash. Laugh, just like you're cackling over there you drink with Art's Natsuhi. Can't you at least grin? Never again. This child will never laugh again. How can you say that for sure? Don't you try to take Vito's right to laugh away from her? Oh, should I say it in red then? Congratulations. For what? Vito is like this as a result of your victory. What are you talking about? You said something interesting in a previous game. You said this would be torture where you both torment each other. That was right. It's torture for Vito as well. And you won that torture game. That's why Vito's soul was killed, why she became a doll-like corpse. Are you saying I did this to Vito? The battle ends when one of you loses the will to try and win. As far as the battle between you and Vito goes, that was already concluded in the previous game. Well, it probably happened without you noticing, though. In that case, why isn't the game ended if I've already won? Why is this game still continuing? The shackle attached to that girl's ankle. That's a rule Lambda made. Even if Beatrice tries to yield or get discouraged or gives up, she isn't capable of stepping down from the game. Oh, interesting. I don't think they explained that on the episode 4. That's the rule. Or maybe it's a curse. In the past, I supported you when it looked like you were going to give in. Though you probably couldn't perceive it. I assisted you by giving you hints and making things go your way. That's why you're able to be here now. Remember? Remember how I saved you? In the same way, Lambda is supporting Beto. And this time, Beto is on the verge of giving in. That's why Lambda's been giving her support this round, to keep her from giving in. That's what the shackle is. By refusing to let her resign, she's rescued Beto within the game. Rescued her from what? Normally, there are only two ways for this game to end. Either one side will accept defeat and resign, or one side will win the game with a checkmate. Beto was about to collide with the first way. That's why Lambda crushed that chance and managed to just barely avoid losing. By the rules of this game, that's an impressive bit of support. So the only way this game can end now is if I win. At the very least, until I do win, the switch called Lambda Delta can probably try to buy time for Beto to make a comeback. That'll just prolong Beto's suffering even more. Neither of us want that. Both Beto and I fought with all we had trying to win. Yep. How much has already been resolved? Even so, the game won't end. That's why Beto put her trust in me. She told me to win quickly and end this game. End the killing game, I mean. For that reason, I'll keep fighting. Felt like I could only let her sleep peacefully by slowly strangling her to death. I'm starting to feel like truth doesn't matter anymore. As long as Beto is satisfied, who cares what happens in the game? Beto resigned. I'll abandon the truth of the illusion of their wish and return home with my family. Is there anything wrong with that? What's this? Beto's starting to look like she's in pain every time you get close to the truth, so you're suddenly going easy on her. You go easy on her as much as you can. Why don't you just let Beto win while you're at it? Then your little sister can have a lonely, tragic future forced on her endlessly. That's not how it is. In that case, make sure you kill her. Kill this witch without fail. Your goal is to kill this woman. In the last game, you said it at Beto's request. You said, I'll kill you. If you have any compassion, kill her all at once. That's how killing works. It's not your business. I'm the one who gets to decide how to perform her last rites. You and that Lambda Delta witch have nothing to do with this. I'll kill her. I won't let anyone else do it. As long as you don't lose that willpower, I'm betting on you, okay? Make sure you don't forget. And as this game is resolved, you will never be released. You won't be allowed to abandon this game either. I get it. I know what Lambda's after. She wants to make you lose your will to fight just like Beto. Make you a pair of living dolls to keep in this world in perpetual equilibrium. You don't want that, do you? I wouldn't like it either. Why should I give a damn about what you want? Still, I won't throw this game away. I won't abandon my responsibility to fight against Beto. So, you found that Beto who's drinking tea over there with Natsuhi. You can handle that, right? Yeah, no problem. It's the same as it was with Kinzo. Beatrice doesn't exist. This is a fake illusion of a witch that Natsuhi created, since she believed she was borrowing a witch's power when she thought of the brilliant plan to overcome hardship. It only looks like they're drinking together because Lambda Delta, who's the game master and the one telling the story in bold letters, interpreted it that way. If you could stare at the scene without a fragment of love for Natsuhi, you wouldn't see an illusion like that. That's why, with her eyes, all I can see is Natsuhi all alone, drinking her tea in silence, also with my eyes. Without love, it cannot be seen. Because love is lacking, it cannot be seen. We're looking at a daydream Natsuhi's showing us. Beatrice doesn't exist there. After all, Natsuhi is drinking tea all by herself right there. Mm. The red truth is like a blade. In a battle with a witch, it's a blade that sometimes tears your theories apart, but sometimes becomes a weapon you can fight back with. I know. So what? Don't use it without reason. Blade is a tool if you're to use it when it's supposed to. It's a weapon if you use it out of malice. This isn't about the illusion of the witch, it's about Natsuhi's privacy. How could anyone have the right to expose that? Do you want to acknowledge that the witch actually existed here and drank tea with Natsuhi? Aren't you trying to deny the existence of witches? So wonderful. Things are going well. It is, yeah, it's got nice music. Appear I'll have to sit around here as a ghost for a little longer. You don't look too disappointed. You're fated to be chewed by bit by demons the moment you leave this world. My apologies, Father. For one more year, you may not be granted peace. Fine, fear not, Natahi. I'm no longer the Ushrubia family head. The ghost of the study should immediately follow the Cotton Head's commands. Okay, no matter how strongly the toxin fills this mansion, so long as the closed room barrier remains around this room, it will be impossible to deny Kidzo's existence. I guarantee that myself. Interesting. I guess, yeah, when you were saying before that, like, every time the Kidzo died, his corpse was always burnt, so they actually couldn't tell how long he'd been alive or dead for. So, that's why he's always like, I've got a magic seal, and that's why Beatrice can't get me. But the magic seal is a magic seal that shows that I'm still makes me everyone believe I'm still alive. As long as that's happening, he really is Schrodinger's cat at the moment. The moment they open the door to his room, he's either alive or dead. But at this point, we've got no idea. You can't tell. See, so I've made it to this year's family conference. Grandfather was in a bad mood, so he shut himself in his study and didn't appear in front of anyone. The true number of people in this room was... Don't worry, this is still outside the game board, so I won't deny you or grandfather over there. In the last game, you said in red that grandfather's dead. That grandfather's dead at the start time for all games. Wait, did he? Did she? However, you never mentioned whether grandfather was alive or dead before... What? Oh, wait, the grandfather's dead. Oh, okay. Wait, no. Before, okay, yeah, at the start time. However, you never mentioned whether grandfather was alive or dead before the start time for the games. In short, even if grandfather exists in this place right now, it doesn't create any contradictions. And I also can't deny the existence of the Beatrice in this place. The number of people in this island outside the game board, in other words, before October 4, 1986, has not been proclaimed in red. Therefore, there's nothing strange about Beatrice existing here. Mm. Don't get the wrong idea. I don't plan on accepting the existence of witches or surrendering. I just want to let that part slide and fight stoically so I can win this game against you. I have no desire to bully you outside the game board as well. So what in the world were you thinking? That's right. Even though this is Lambda's game, I have to find you here. I have to find what you thought and what you were trying to do. I'm not worried about the surface level stuff like murders and tricks. What did you, the Golden Witch Beatrice, think? And why did you do what you did? What were you hoping for? That's what I'm gonna find out. This time, I'll spin the chessboard around. I'll read this tale not from my side, but from yours. And this time, I'll understand you. I'll pick my way to your heart. I won't let you feel pain. Don't worry, I won't let those witches use you as a toy anymore. With this year's family's conference, we must conceal the master's secret once again. Yes. Meanwhile, father's already passed away? It's insane. Settle down. It's only a possibility. It's well known that Takeda Shingen said in his will that his death was to be kept secret for 3 years. Yes, Takeda Shingen. Everybody knows him. I think I actually do know him because I think he's going to be an FGO soon. Know about that? Is that how it went? My Japanese history isn't so great. Same. At the time, Takeda was in the middle of was in the middle of the war with Oda and Tokugawa. If people learned about his death at a time like that, it'd probably have a bad impact on the war. So that he left a will saying that his death should be kept hidden for 3 years. Hideyoshi did the same thing, right? He totally suppressed information about the death of his master, Oda Nobunaga, so that the enemy wouldn't find out. Quickly made peace with Mori and defeated Akechi in the Battle of Yamazaki. Everybody knows your warring states history. I know it because of fucking FGO. On the other hand, Shibata Katsue failed at this. The enemy Uesugi learned of Nobuyuki's death, so Shibata had to Nobuyuki? Whatever. Shibata had to deal with an unexpected counterattack and just got slowed down. That's why later on he suffered a great loss against Hideyoshi for the side fight for the succession. Right, Hideyoshi had a strong fascination with the commanders of the Sengoku period, but always show off his knowledge when he got the chance. Basically, he'd be really fucking great at Nobunaga's ambition. So basically, the whole time since last year's family conference, I felt as though something was strange. I mean, the time when Rudolph and I were talking about the inheritance that Father told us from before? That's just it. Natsuki-san and the servants kept saying Father was here or there, or that he seemed to be in a bad mood. But not a single one of us relatives saw Father, right? What you're thinking is right. What does that mean? Does it mean Nissan tried to keep all the inheritance for himself? Of course, hiding someone's death is a very dangerous thing to do. And all things considered, I'm not sure Kraus-san would be willing to do it just to have the inheritance to himself. But it is possible. Well, it's true that Nissan has always been greedy. He always used to take things that were meant for all the siblings, keeping them all for himself. Kraus-san is supposed to be the richest of the siblings. Kraus-san scheming to keep the inheritance all to himself to the point of accepting the risk of hiding his father's death. Sounds a tad unbelievable to me. Even so, last year's conference was so strange I can't help but wonder. Something is worth suspecting, but I wonder if Nissan really would do something as appalling as hiding Father's death. For all of his pride, that man has a coward's side to him. Would he really make such a once-in-a-lifetime bet? Either way, it'd probably be a good idea to just make sure we get a chance to meet with Father during this year's conference. Rumors are really bad. Sounds like Anaki's business is failing even worse than we'd imagined. Like he's taken massive losses and he's giving them all he's got just to try to cover it up. That'll make it very difficult to borrow money from him. Yeah, I could cry. Wouldn't being in financial stress also weaken Krauser's sound position in several ways? Weaken his position. Well, investors tend to have a keen eye. They hear he's actually low on funds, they won't want to have anything to do with him. I guess trust is the most important part of that business. Confidence, yeah. Are you suggesting that I blackmail him? I wouldn't want to if I were me. For one blood sibling to take another one down is no laughing matter. Even though my sister will probably wanted to murder me in another timeline. I'd rather not threaten Oni-san if we had any way to get money. Any other way to get money. I've never been a fan of doing work based on trust. It takes hard work to build up trust, but only an instant to lose it. There's no less profitable hard investment. Ooh, not among my Kyoto friends, I know a few who are talented at this sort of investigation. I'd rather not be indebted to people like that. But do you want to try meeting them? You can't expect people like that to offer you receipts, but I'm sure they'll dig up something that makes them worth the investment. Interesting. What about Eva? Yes? Or here's okay, here's Eva. Ava, I actually don't know how you pronounce it because it's not spoken. It's none of your business. Thank you. Huh? Well, I'll have to look at my schedule. I mean, sorry, Rosa. I'm getting yeah. I meant that. See, fucking 100 line is getting me confused because that has a character named Eva as well. Well, the truth is, I want to have a little talk about the next family conference without Aniki. Between you, me, and Eva Nissan. Nissan? How are you liking 100 line? 100 line's fun. There's a lot of what's the word? There's a pretty good Kadaka Danganronpa-esque story, and then there's just a whole bunch of random other bullshit. Some of it's like surprisingly peak, some of it's boring, some of it I have no idea what they were smoking, but I was along for the ride, basically. 15A is best route. But also I found out that everybody agrees, a lot of the fandom agrees that's the best one, so it makes me think that I'm not crazy for thinking that one is just peak. First tell me, I stand to gain something too, yes? Yep, three of us will each grab 200 million out of this. If all goes well, I might be able to squeeze out more. That should be enough to handle your debt, right? And when can we expect to grab this by? Of course, that'll be within a year. I need it. Anaki needs it. And you need it too, Rosa. All three of our problems will be settled. So the chances of success are good enough that Nissan's agreed to it. Well, Nissan, now you want to hear? I know it's a bit sudden, but let's meet in that. Okay, here we go. I'll go money in front of that child. Oh no, not Disneyland. Oh yeah, also, yeah, we saw a lot of this stuff before. Rosa abuses her child, physically, mostly emotionally, but also sometimes physically. No, I wish a typhoon large enough to stop all boat travel would seal Rokkenjima away forever. If that happened, I'd be able to hide Kinzo's death as long as I wanted. Okay, Natsuhi, be careful what you wish for. If only the typhoon would keep them at bay forever. Skingy. Phone call from the external line. However, they will not state their name. They aren't saying their name? Yes. Person in question says you will know when you spoke with them. What should be done? It might be a prank. What did they sound like? I believe it was a young man. Any idea who it might be? A young man? Yeah, I don't know who it is. Hello? Hello? Who is this? Tell me your name. Who is it? It's been a long time, huh? Just how long has it been? How many years? What are you talking about? Who are you? It'd be easy for me to tell you my name, but that would make me very sad. I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? And what business do you have with me? If you can't tell me that, I'm not interested. I'm hanging up. What I want for you to remember. And what is it you're telling me to remember? I don't know you, so I have nothing to remember. Please do not say that. I am your child. Am I not? Oop, bop, bop. What did you say? Oh, what are you talking about? Do not say things that will make me so sad. Mother. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what you're planning, but I'm hanging up. I came back for revenge. Revenge for your crime of 19 years ago. 19 years ago. So what, is this kid 19? Is the idea that then they'd be older than Jessica, and then they'd be the successor to the head? Probably not, because, I mean, it depends if it's Krause's son or not. So, you actually do remember, do you not? I told you I don't know what you're talking about. Never call here again. I have not forgotten how you treated me 19 years ago. To curse you, I still call you mother despite that. No, because of that. Family conference will be here very soon, right? I am your son. I will come on the day of the conference, after 19 years, so that I can have my revenge on you. Natsuhi, what the hell did you do? Even if I cover my ears, even if I cover my ears, the headache won't. Lambda, are you there? Yes, I'm here. And I'm ready where you want me to be, Fern. Then crawl into the cupboard under the kitchen floor. Or in a jar of rice bran paste. Rice bran. Hang on. Wait, is that muted no, wait. Where is it? Hang on. Huh. Maybe the mute button works? It seems like you can still hear me, right? I don't know. I don't know how this thing works. Right? Can you guys hear me? I don't know because I can't test it. Testing? Ugh, I don't know. Ooh, you're gonna dip me in bean paste and bite into me? But then I'd rather you dip me in honey. In return, I'll cook you in... Okay. It's not to his phone conversation here, real. You refuse to repeat it? Well now, should I refuse or should I respond? As the game master, that's up to me to decide, and I get to make that decision anytime I want. Unless I say it in blue, you aren't obligated to respond. That's it! For now, you're stuck wandering around Natsuki's secret of 19 years ago, okay? Make sure you're sitting on the edge of your seat. Since you're the game master, when I have your way to show me this, I'll take it as a preparatory move for something else. It might be a trick, but at least I'll keep this move of yours in my memory. Direct attack. On to October 4th, 1986. I wonder what number on October 4, 1986 this is. The Endless Witch, huh? Beatrice. She truly is a frightening child. Any moves from your side yet, Ben? No. If you refuse to repeat what I asked, then I'm done. Turn, end, right? Untap, unkeep, draw. Come October 4, 1986. That sounds like a great time to end it off for now. I'll see you guys later. Because I think that's enough of Umineko for one day.